Hello, Chris Richter back again. So good to have you here. What I'd like to give you a bit of a demonstration and show you how to do is to update documents in an automated way, or Word documents, when you have major changes that need to be made that are, sort of find and replace issues in a document. So my scenario is I had about 1,500 documents to update and then re-upload into the learning management system. It was just changing certain keywords in the header, in the footer, and in the content of a document that I had to change. And to do that manually was going to take many, many hours, especially with that many documents. So I thought there's got to be an automated way to do this. And there is. You can buy some products to do this, but I chose to use a Mac product called Automator, which comes as part of your standard Mac build. So if you've got an Apple computer, this should work. Just to show you how this works, I've got a document called the Songwriter's Book, and it's got 5 chapters. What I needed to do or wanted to do was to change the name Jack to someone else. So we're replacing it with David. The Songwriter's Book is being renamed Songwriting Introduction, and that's in the header. And then in the footer, I needed to change the year to 2025. That should all seem fairly straightforward, but if you imagine doing that to hundreds or even over 1,000 documents, it can take a long time to do that. So Automator does this for us. Now, to create this, we need to obviously open the Automator application. Automator looks a bit like this when you open it up, and we're just going to create a workflow. And in this case, I'm just going to type in script because we're going to add an AppleScript to it. So we just add our AppleScript here. Make that a bit bigger so you can see. I'm sure if you ask for it, I can get you a copy of this code somewhere for you. This is basically what it looks like. I'll give you a quick run through the code, even though it may or may not help you, but it should help you in that you'll be able to understand what you can do to change the code if you need to automate your own document. But before that, I want to show you it actually in action, what it is actually doing. So if I run Automator and I just choose run, it asks for a folder. And in that folder is all my documents that I'd like to have changed. So I just choose that document. You can see there's the 5 chapters that I've got of this book on the left. So I just select choose. It opens up each document, makes the changes, and resaves the document for me. And there is our 5 documents all done. So let's compare the two. So this is our previous version of the document, and this is our new version of the document. I'll just open this one up and put it side by side for you. You can see here, the title of the document has changed from Songwriting Book to Songwriting Introduction. The person Jack is now David, and you can see Jack's down here further as well. He's mentioned a few times. We've changed him to David, and the year in the footer has been updated from 2021 to 2025. So you can see now the changes that were made. Let's jump back to our script, and you can see here what we've done is we've asked it to find a folder, which is great, and then, which we did, we'd open the folder and say, here's all the documents in the folder. It will then repeat or loop over all of those files for us. It will open up Word or associate those files with Word. Now, one thing we do need to do is make sure that they are actual Word documents before we open them. We're opening Word documents. If there's some other type of document, a PDF or some other thing, we just want to ignore that. So we're just saying if the extension is docx or doc, then we'll activate it, we'll open the file name, and then this little part here is a little bit tricky. I added this in because in my case, I needed to unlock the document, make the edit, and then relock the document again, which if you've ever done that, it is a tiring and frustrating process having to unlock and relock documents to then edit them. I did a try unlocking it. That way, if the document is already unlocked, it doesn't matter. Then we go through and we go and find the document, we find the header, and we find the footer. Then we clear all other formatting in case there is anything else happening in the background that's happened previously. Then, quite simply, and this bit is the sort of the main part of it, this is where we go in the document. We ask it to find all the terms Jack and replace with David. Now notice it's in lowercase, but over here it replaced them with a Jack with an initial caps as well. That's okay, it does that. It keeps the case sensitive situation for those particular words. It's quite clever in the way it does that. You can force it to make it an uppercase or lowercase or whatever as well, but that's just an added bit of code you can add. Then we go into the header where we've got our header reference, and we replace Songwriter's Book. There's Songwriter's Book there with Songwriting Introduction. Go into the footer and replace 2021 with 2025. Then we tell it to protect the document again using whatever the set password is. Then save the document, close the document, and then keep repeating that over and over until you've completed all the documents in the folder. And that was it. And in my case, 1,500 documents. I did them in batches of about 30 because they were based on units. And it was quite simple. I would start that running. I would go and make a coffee or go and use another computer to get other work done. And it meant it happened reasonably quickly. And I didn't have to install or run any crazy software or anything else with that. Just had to write this little bit of a script. So if you're interested in that and you think that might be useful to you, let me know. I can certainly get you a copy of that little bit of code to run in AppleScript. And hopefully that helps you out with one of your projects. I'm Chris Richter, and I'll talk to you again soon.